Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to explain my two lesson plans for students. Welcome. Lesson plan for adolescent students. This lesson plan was created to help students who have difficulties with their language skills, in this case, reading and reading. I choose a simple topic such as the present continuous in order to facilitate the students to improve their reading and reading. In addition to the fact that this plan serves as a support to be able to give them the teaching they need in their learning and the scene displayed by steps. For example, the warm-up, presentation, practice, and production. The objective of this lesson plan is for students to put their skills and knowledge into practice and achieve better progress in English. Tips in the lesson plan. Number 1. Warm-up. In this first step, the students will get to know or refresh their memory of this topic. I will put a video tutorial on the present continuous, and at the end I will ask them some simple questions on the topic. Number 2. Presentation. Here I present the much more specific topic to my students so that they can understand step by step the structure of the topic so that they can better understand the present continuous. Number 3. Practice. In this part, I will test my students' knowledge and skills. The way is as follows. I will say a sentence in the present continuous that is affirmative, negative, and interrogative in Spanish, and they must rate in it English. The intention is to see how much they have learned about the topic and to see if they are improving in their language skills, or also to see what difficulties they face in order to help them with the problem they had with the topic. Number 4. Production. In this phase, I will put several exercises on this topic for my students to test their skills in solving 3 exercises. The first is to pass sentences from Spanish to English. The second is to pass sentences from other tenses to present continuous, and the third is to other grammatical sentences. With this exercise, I will be able to evaluate the students, and at the end, I will be able to indicate to each one who they didn't, what they shouldn't correct. Okay, study plan for adult students. This lesson plan was made to help some students who have a good level of English but who have difficulties with their speaking and listening skills. I choose them of the personal presentation because I consider that to help students improve their deficiencies, the best strategy is to use super simple terms like this to facilitate learning, and more when there have been case or adult students who have deficiencies on their English. That is to say, they do not know how to speak and listen well to English, and for this, there is a lesson plan to help them and their training, and that they manage to fully master English with various tips that were carried out in this study plan. Tips in the lesson plan. Number 1. Warm-up. In the first step, I want to analyze how my students are with their listening. I will do it by putting an audio of a young man presenting his personal presentation, and they must listen carefully to the audio so that in the end I will ask each one that they understand. Number 2. Presentation. In the presentation of the topic, I will show the students a that sheet that is incomplete, and I will explain what it says part by part so that they can understand why. After having explained, then they should fill that sheet with their personal data. Number 3. Practice. In practice, students must practice their personal presentation, memorizing all their information and repeating part by part until they learn it completely in a set time that I will give them to practice and learning it. Number 4. Production. After practicing their personal presentation, students must present themselves in front of their partners and the teacher. Here what I will assess is their fluency, vocabulary, and pronunciation. This will allow me to evaluate the way of the speaking of the students and the same time give them the feedback for each on about how they are doing or if they should improve. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your attention.